Hey guys, welcome back to 25 CPs. Today I am swatching 6 new polishes from Butter London. These are the Crushed Diamond Collection, which actually means that they have real crushed diamonds in them. So let's get straight into the swatches and I will talk a little bit about the polishes. So these are the Crushed Diamond Collection. They have a patent shine with a 10x next to it, so 10 times the shine, I guess. They are 8 free, as I believe all Butter London polishes are. Some are even more than 8 free. So that is what these are. They say that they last up to 10 days. I can't actually attest for that because you guys know I don't wear things for that long of a period of time. But they do have a super nice brush. As you can see, it's kind of on the large side, so it does kind of, hug your nail. The first polish that we are looking at here is Princess Cut. It's kind of like a pearly white, not my personal cup of tea for a polish, but it does have a pretty decent formula as it covers fully and it 2 coats. However, I will mention that with 2 coats, it is not streak free. There are some brush strokes that could be avoided if you wanted to, say, maybe sponge it on. But this is one of those thinner polishes that is going to take more to sponge on, so you might just sponge on the last coat. Next up after that, we have Bling, which is kind of a sandy color, I would say. Yeah, sand is a pretty good description of this one. And it does have a slight, like, silver shimmer, which would be the crushed diamonds in this one. And this one is better than Princess Cut, which we just looked at. It goes on kind of streaky on the first coat, but the second coat does even out fully. So it is full coverage in just 2 coats. This again isn't necessarily a color that looks good on my skin tone. I feel like a lot of these colors are ones that you are going to want to see in person before purchasing because they're not necessarily going to mesh well with everyone's skin. I will say there is a polish towards the end of the collection that I'm going to show you. It's like the last one I actually swatched in this video. That one I feel like will look good on everyone because it's not really a what you would consider a nude or a skin tone polish. This one is Solitaire, and this one is a bit more of a warm sandy color, kind of it's got like a hint or undertone of orange that kind of just warms it up, kind of like all those makeup palettes that everybody is seeing so many of with all the warm colors. Personally, I like warm colors. So this one is nice. Again, though, it's not necessarily great on my skin tone, but this one does cover fully in 2 coats and looks really nice, and the shimmer shows up really well. So I feel like this is a good like nail art base if you're looking for kind of a warm tan, warm sand color. Next up, we have Brilliant, which is a more pink toned neutral color. This one again also has that silver sheen to it, which is nice. This one is one of the ones I feel like is more me. Like if I'm gonna go for a basic classic go with anything color, I'm more likely to pull towards a light pink, and this one does pull that a bit with the touch of a shimmer, which is nice. This one also does cover really well in 2 coats, and I think I mentioned earlier that the brushes are really decently sized, so you don't have to do too many strokes, which is really good with some of these formulas since some of them do tend to kind of show the brush strokes. This one doesn't, but you know that first one that we swatched really does. And as you can see here, this one does cover really nicely, and it does have a nice pink tone to it. Next up, we have Rock, which is, I would say, one of my top 2. This one and the last one, definitely my favorites of the collection. This one is a bit more of a brown, but it has more of a golden orange shimmer to it, which is unlike the rest. So I feel like this one kind of stands out in that regard, and I feel like this is a great fall color. So coming September, this one would be one that a lot of people would gravitate towards. And actually, with how the fashion industry and the polish industry is, fall colors are going to start coming out any minute now. So I feel like this is a great fall color that's a little bit ahead of the game, and the sheen in this one is really pretty. It's actually, I don't usually like when there are shadows in my videos, but the shadow actually helps you see the shimmer. So that's kind of helpful here, and it really picks up in the light. Now, the last one is called Gem. This one is kind of a mauvey, rosy, metallic-y shade. I know that was a lot of describing words, but that is kind of the best way to describe this one. It is rather thin on the first coat, but we are going to get full coverage in 2 coats, as you guys will see here very, very soon. One thing to mention though is that you do kind of have to worry about brush strokes. It's not super bad, like you can control it as long as you are mindful of your brush and where you are applying, how many strokes you do, and all of that. You can mostly avoid brush strokes. And if you don't want to have to be careful, sponge on your last coat. That will really help. But this one is definitely my favorite one of the collection along with the last one that we saw just because they're different. They pop, they're going to look good on more people than not. And this one is just really pretty. So here is the final look at all of the polishes. As you can see, the first one that we swatched, not the best, but the rest had really great formulas and I think really pretty finishes. So that is it for the Crushed Diamonds collection. These are available now and I will have the link down to Butter London's site in the description box below. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!